No? You didn't click on a link from a year ago to see Mike Kalinowski sitting in the big chair. It is today, here, April 20th, correct?
No, that's 420.
Is it? No, it's not. The 19th? 18th. It's the day after tax day. Here we are. Movie news, DC movie news. I'm so excited, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm throwing people off. They're going to be like, what is going on here? So I thought just maybe my face would sell it right away. But we got a lot of big news talking about. The biggest one is a filmmaker, kind of an okay filmmaker. You know, he's a new guy. Guy is attached now to DC Films. He's directing a World War II epic for DC, or he's in talks to. People are saying that, you know, we're going to get into it. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
In the great hall of the Justice League.
Are you even into? Are you looking?
I'm
what are you
tweeting
doing? You're
for
tweeting.
us. I'm tweeting so that all the people at DC Movies SK know to tune in the earlier time because we didn't tell them.
I think we did, yes, because I got tweeted out a bunch of stuff about it.
We didn't tell them enough.
Not enough?
Not
Is
enough.
it never enough?
It's never enough.
Never enough. But hopefully, only the two of the four of us will be enough because it's the power
Moxie,
of Moxie.
bitches!
Oh, I was going to go for a fist bump.
Oh.
Have you ever tried? This has happened to me several times on air lately, where I've gone to handshake someone and they don't look at you, and you're there.
You shake people's hands on air?
I always shake hands.
On
well,
air?
and also the live shows I do. I have a lot of guests that I meet, audience members, participations, and
You
I
mean
go to
when
give...
you do like conventions and stuff like that?
No, like at the Universal or something. I host a show there, and I'm like the guests, and we're saying goodbye to the audience, and I go to shake their hand for helping us, and they're like waving or something. I'm like,
It's so awkward. You got to like
It's
rub
terrible.
it behind your
It's
thing.
terrible.
Well, keep talking so I can tweet.
welcome, guys. Roxy's going to tweet to DC Movie News. What is the date today? It's the day after tax
It's
day.
the 19th. If it was the 20th, it would be 420.
I don't smoke that stuff, so I don't know.
Right, but it's not the day after tax day either because it's the 19th. And taxes were the 17th. You lost a whole day of your life just now. You actually tried to lose 2 days of your life.
I told you, you came in, you're like, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know.
Good hair day, though.
Is it?
Yeah, I really like your hair day.
I just got my hair cut.
Dang, it looks good.
My lady doesn't like when I get my hair cut, though.
Oh,
She wants to grow it out. She likes, you know, I don't know.
I'll text her about it. She'll understand.
Hello, everybody. Hi,
We
guys.
actually have news this week.
We have
For the
news.
first time
I'm
in so
here.
long. You're here. I'm here. I've been gone. You've been
You've
gone.
been gone. Yeah, like you are the anchor to DC movie news. And so, just so you
Not
guys
gonna
know,
lie.
there is it is, I don't know when the last time the four of us were together, probably Justice League, the day after Justice League premiered.
Wow. You're talking
but
about with Ray
scheduling is
Fisher
tough.
when we had him in?
I think, no, because we didn't have everyone that day.
Oh.
It's tough because to get all four of us, and Roxy's been the anchor, and Roxy, you've been gone, so we were like, hey, we need to adjust timing.
Yeah.
So we might be changing. We don't know, guys. We're going to try and work what's best so we can get all of us, because I've noticed kind of things have kind of, maybe we've lost some followers along the way, and by no fault of anyone's. I think DC is in a slow time anyway, as it is, you know? It feels like it. There's nothing every day, and we're not here every day to spend the love.
Well, it's hard because
So it was a crappy storm of stuff happening. So I think we're trying to find ways to get back, maybe do a little rebranding.
And DC News is very cognizant of when Marvel is announcing news, and Marvel's had some very big news recently. So DC's hung back a little bit, which is
Marvel's
smart.
been in the coming off Black Panther, ramping up for Infinity War, and Deadpool as not being Marvel per se, but another studio it is Marvel Comics. So they're smart. They're not gonna. They got a ton of stuff going on right now, so let them have the spotlight. So you know. But here we are. But stuff is. Did you say thirsty?
They're thirsty.
Oh well, we know who's thirsty out there. That's a conversation for another day. There's a lot of stuff dropping. Let's just get right into it. So, Steven Spielberg has not signed on to direct. He's producing with the option. They're trying to see if he's going to direct.
Right.
Blackhawks.
Is Steven Spielberg producing a movie enough to make you excited about it, or would he have to be directing for you to be excited?
I don't know. Steven Spielberg is one of those guys that I don't go always to see all his films. You know, I didn't see The
Ready
Post.
Player One? Oh.
I did see Ready Player One, and I
Post
was
was fine.
very disappointed. I did not like Ready Player One.
Did you not like the direction?
There was nothing to me that said Spielberg. I was like,
I liked it.
and everyone does. I didn't read the books, and everyone that I went to that read the book said they were disappointed, and I should read the book.
They were disappointed that you were disappointed?
No, they were disappointed for themselves, being fans of the movie. But it's Spielberg.
I'm a massive fan of his.
It's Spielberg. I will never besmirch him. He's not a he's never going to make a bad movie, I don't think.
We just on Collider, they just did a top 10 Spielberg movies that I was a part of.
I want to be a part of one of those.
Oh, great. Let's get you in. You'll be great on it.
You guys all, first of all, look so damn good. That lighting, whoever your engineer,
really
whoever your lighting designer and cinematographer for those videos, it's phenomenal.
They do a great job, but definitely check it out. But it's interesting because
I
realizing...
disregarded all of you guys because Raiders was not #1. I was like, no, this is ridiculous.
Well, it's not my choice.
I know it's not.
But what I thought was interesting about it is when you hear Spielberg, everybody automatically is like the greatest of all time. He's great. He's amazing, and it is true. But when you actually check out his IMDb,
like no matter filmography,
look at it.
Yeah.
There is nothing more impressive than him. Like you're stopped dead in your tracks because it's all over the place too, from things like Jaws to Schindler's List to all of the tent poles and all of the franchise films he's done. It's like, how do you even say that Spielberg? Is there a single person in the world who's I don't like Spielberg? Because you're my friend, a douche.
Spielberg, like when I first moved to LA, I got a job as a tour guide at Universal doing the tram thing, and Spielberg has such a
I bet you rocked at that
history of. It was fun. It was a very fun job. He has a history of Universal on the lot, and he's got his Amblin offices over there. But to hear how his filmmaking, how he got started on the lot, and it's so ingrained in Universal, that studio over there with Spielberg and his offices there. It's like he's the old school filmmaking. He's just, he's the guy that I love seeing him and George Lucas together when they were talking about, Raiders and they're making it. And it's like they were filmmakers of a different era. It's a different
I love that people with the announcement of him producing Black Hawk, but him also potentially directing it, people are like, leave it to Spielberg to find the one DC property that's like a World War II, totally
I'm going to say this.
Spielbergian.
I can't take the credit for this. It was Mark Andreyko. I think he was on Facebook. He was talking about this. Comic books, we look at comic books, and every time we think of comic books, we think superheroes. And they're not. Comic book is a type of medium. And in that, there's all different genres. And Black Hawk.
Think about The Walking Dead.
Exactly. Black Hawk is a war comic. There was Sergeant Rock. There were, there's Western comic books.
Did you read Black Hawk? Was that?
I read Black Hawks when they would show up with Batman and stuff. But I love I love that era. I love the Indiana Jones era. So people are like, oh, this and that. I was like, you guys do know it's Indiana Jones. This is like, if they do the World War II era, which they should, it's Indiana Jones with the superhero. It's Rocketeer. It's that pulpy, and then people are, getting into like, is it part of the DCEU? This, first of all, there is no DCEU.
We made it up.
That is we made it
up.
Productions, Shazam, anyone has ever referenced DCEU on their side.
The DC universe is what they
We've all
have
in
called
this
it.
Zeitgeist of nerddom created that for them.
Yes.
This will absolutely interact. And Saeed from Amir from Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay.
He was Amir, right? I believe.
I know exactly who you're
I think it's
talking
Amir.
about, yeah.
He was the actor in Wonder Woman. He tweeted out almost a year and a half ago is a picture of him next to one of the Black Hawks going, it's happening. And he was talking
about... What do you mean next to one of the Black Hawks?
I'm going to pull up the picture. It was a comic book picture of him and his character from the Black Hawks. And I got to pull this up. It's going to take me a little while. And then he liked and retweeted it, my post about it, but it was from a year and a half ago. And he just did it yesterday.
Really?
Yes. It was surreal.
How do you think he found it?
I don't know. I don't know. I wrote it. Talk, Rox. Talk your thoughts on this. I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay. Well, what I will say about this is it's going to be an interesting conversation. You talking about it potentially being in the DC universe is you can theorize all you want whether films are in it or not, based on the characters that they've been associated with in the comics, and we'll talk about how Birds of Prey could potentially help set up a Black Hawk film. But what's so crazy is that we've got movies like Joker coming out, which are totally standalone, so we don't know if it's going to be involved.
Here's the picture. You can't really see it. David Perez, one of our followers, Syed did it. It was 5/19/17. There's one of the Black Hawks, and there's his character from Wonder Woman. He put, emoji,
so
and I said Black Hawks.
Twitter handle so that our man Batman Anthony in the booth can find it.
Which one are we looking for?
The Twitter.
Saeed's.
Yeah, so that they can see it. So he can pull it up for us.
Saeed. Tag TAGHMAOUI.
That must be so fun for our iTunes listeners to hear us read out that spelling.
But then David Perez, one of our followers, he tweeted me like the expression emoji, and I responded, "What? Blackhawks?" And this was a year ago. And yesterday, Saeed liked and retweeted my responses to it. That was from yesterday.
That's cool.
So he could be in there. Wonder Woman could potentially, I don't know if she would.
Well, maybe we should skip right to talking about where there could be a connection with our newer announced film.
Which one are we going for?
Birds of Prey.
Birds of Prey, announced.
Yeah.
Female director.
Yes.
Kathy Yan.
Kathy Yan is somebody who, if you are out there saying, I know exactly who this is, you are a bloody liar, my friend. You are a bloody liar. Something to do with pigs. Some movie about pigs is the one feature that she's done.
Isle of Pigs?
Nope.
It's Isle of Dogs.
Isle of Dogs was so good. Did you see it?
I did not.
What the hell's it called? It's her pig movie. Killing pigs, murdering pigs, how to kill a pig.
It wasn't the Netflix.
When you kill a pig, when pigs can fly, pig, pig, pig.
Big Pig?
Big pig, big posse, big panther, Black Panther.
Are we doing alliteration?
I don't know I don't know. I was just speaking into what I was hoping. I was hoping Matt Anthony would know the answer, and at some point he would cut me off, considering I don't have internet. But
it is a new director.
She is new.
What is that?
It's Dead Pigs.
Dead Pigs.
Dead Pigs.
Dead Pigs.
Never heard of it.
See, I told you.
But
the pigs were not alive.
interesting. She obviously went in with a pitch.
Okay, or they're saying great pitch, and really what the studio's thinking, new director, we can puppet her.
Well, it works for Marvel.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily.
And I don't mean that as shade. That is not shade throwing.
No, you mean it.
That studio knows how to make a film, knows what they're doing.
Right.
And it works for them. Does DC... But then again, you just announced she was first, and then Spielberg came next.
Yeah, in the same day.
So it's like...
Yeah.
Bottom line, if Spielberg wants to direct a film, you're going to give him the reins to it.
Yes, true. What do you think about the fact, though, because we had been talking on the show for a long time about Gotham City Sirens.
Yeah.
And now Kathy Yan with Birds of Prey.
Would
you have been more excited
I have a group of friends that we are always tweeting with each other. It's a 4-person text for chain. Some of you guys know him, the Outlaw John Roca. One of my great friends. He, myself, and 2 other guys consistently are nerding out. This dropped. What do you think of this, this, and this? And I'm
just so you guys know, Mike and I went to a screening of Tomb Raider, and I watched the Outlaw and Mike hug for 45 seconds.
The Outlaw and KO.
It was the longest man hug I have ever seen. So they are very good friends.
He gives good hugs.
It was a very good hug.
So we were talking about this, and it's such a diverse group of guys where some of them are writers. John is a host and reviewer and comes from an acting background. I'm an actor, so my background is in that. And some of the other guys are very talented working writers as well. So one guy's always about story and where it fits into this. I don't, I kind of look at it, more open-minded, where some people are very much, they want the story. I'm trying to relate how we were talked about it, because I had said, these films, Black Hawks, Birds of Prey, I think DC, the choices they're making, I could be completely wrong, guys, on this. I think they're making choices now where it's not going to, they tried Marvel's way and it didn't work. They tried to rush BVS and everything to build to a Justice League film, and it all kind of unraveled. Instead of film Flash, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League. Going forward, I don't think we're going to be doing that. I don't think we're going to be doing Flash, Batman.
So you don't think we don't think we get to the Batman? You don't?
Oh no, I think we do. I think we do. And Flashpoint is not really Flashpoint anymore.
Well, you don't think we get a Flash film of some sorts?
I think we do get a Flash film. I just don't think they're all going to build. I think when people say, "Is it in the universe? Is it not in the universe?" I think we need to rethink what we view as a universe.
Well, that's what DC Comics have done so incredibly well.
I know, and I think here the good point I said is it's like Netflix has changed the way people watch television. Regardless if you like it or not, they've changed people's way of watching television.
Yeah.
Marvel has changed the way people view comic book movies. Now people want shared universe building to something big. They want post-credit scenes. I remember BVS didn't have a post-credit scene. My friends were like, "That's bullshit. That's a wasted opportunity."
I wasted my money. Why did I spend it on this?
They didn't need to put one in there, but because they were so conditioned by Marvel to expect that.
I know.
And I think, so when you say Black Hawks, you want to know where it ties into this. Why? It doesn't need to.
All right, just to be fair, you mean you as in you all, not you as in Rox.
Not you. Yes, I mean you all. Yeah, not you, Rox. My great example is Black Panther. which is to me one of Marvel's best. But if you take out the little bits of Everett Ross and the little bits of Bucky, that can be a standalone film by itself. It's in the Marvel universe, but it's a standalone film. Yep. Right? Correct?
Absolutely.
And it's one of their best. Whereas Civil Wars, you can't watch. I mean, you can watch it by itself, but it's just built to everything and it's going to something.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think Blackhawks, like Wonder Woman, if you took off the little Bruce Wayne ends, that's a standalone film.
How you went into this tailspin, though, Mike, was me.
Was it a tailspin? Was I going into a tailspin? Was I playing going...
But before you crashed, I just caught you, and I'm going to re-ask my Birds of Prey. Are you more excited about this than Gotham City Sirens?
How did I go off on that tangent?
It's unclear.
Why do you have me lead? I go off on tangents.
Okay, no, you got it. You're killing it.
Am I excited?
Would you have preferred a Gotham City Sirens story to a Birds of Prey?
Okay, it depends on what we're talking about.
And how do you think Harley is going to fit in Birds of Prey?
I think Harley and Ivy have been some of the best stories we've gotten, best stories in the animated series, best story in the comic books. Those two, and look at is it Girls Trip, right? Or Girls Night Out?
There's two movies, but Girls Trip with Tiffany Haddish is what you're talking about?
And then there's Girls Night Out. Well, my point is female-led comedies, and then we just had Blockers.
Which is amazing.
Yes, they're...
Would you call that a female-led comedy?
You've got a lot of female leads in there.
Okay.
And the main storyline, one of my friends is the mother, Saryu Blue. She was the...
John Cena's
wife? Yes. Yes. Their daughter was the main... she was mixed race.
Yes.
She was the main kid. She's the mother of that.
Yep. She's the mother of that.
You know what I mean, of that child.
Yeah.
So I thought that girl was the lead. That female girl was the lead of the kids, right? I mean, I kind of thought that. Maybe because I was looking at it from because it was my friend and I was more prejudiced towards her.
I think Leslie Mann's kid was maybe whatever.
But the point is, those female comedies, people say female comedies, are huge right now. So to see a female-led comedy, I think that's maybe why they're... I don't know. I don't know what the Gotham City Sirens versus Birds of Prey...
Do you have any dream casting for Barbara Gordon or for Huntress?
I'll just say this: I do not want. Not that she would be great at it, but I do not want to see people with fan casting of Jessica Chastain, because it's like the It casting. Who's a redheaded actress in Hollywood that's old enough to play the role? Jessica Chastain. There's so many other actors out there.
Yeah, but she's very talented. But what I think is funny about it is anytime that I'm going to tweet about somebody being cast as something, it's because I'm like, maybe somebody hasn't thought about this yet. Like tweeting out being like, Jessica Chastain is like everybody and their mother
but also to defend fans, every studio head is going, who's redhead? It's like, no, there's so many other actors out there, that just have not had the shot. The comic book property will sell itself. Look at like I did not know Letitia Wright before Shuri.
Yeah.
I had no idea who she was before this. And now I'm like,
amazing.
Fantastic.
Break out of the film, I would
do that.
Say. Yeah. She's very
These
very
characters will sell themselves. These characters done well will sell themselves. We don't need, and by then Jessica Chastain brings already a cachet with her already. She's established. We know who she is. We kind of know what she's done.
Bringing it full circle though about how Birds of Prey could potentially set up Black Hawk, which was an article that was done.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, it was an article done by comicbook.com.
I don't.
What?
Yeah, that website. I don't know.
You don't know about that website, or you don't know about this?
Clickbaity, but.
No, it was actually a valid thing. But again, when I don't have internet, I can't pull it up. So you guys will have to go read it. But basically, it was talking about how there have been iterations of the comics where the Girls of Prey and Birds of Prey need to use Lady Blackhawk and
Zinda
as a pilot.
Zinda, yes.
So Zinda.
Yep.
And so that they have done that before. And so maybe we could use a Birds of Prey movie to set up a Blackhawk movie, and then that's how we get some of the Blackhawks as characters. I think they were just trying to find a correlation between these two things being announced on the same day.
I think that to me is the problem where people are wanting everything connected. And again, we're trained to see where's the connection. I do like when a character is
introduced in a different film, and then we can get excited for them in the next film.
Yeah, some of my friends were saying this about Birds of Prey. Is this where we're going to meet Barbara Gordon?
Of course. And how are we not going to have Barbara Gordon?
I made a good point to this. I was saying...
I love that you just said you made a good point.
Well, I did, because I was talking about Black Panther. He was introduced in Civil War, but we got his full story in his movie. You know, you know, are we? For me,
as
like,
with Spidey.
You know, Spidey as well. But for me, like Barbara Gordon, she was never better, or she's never done better then she's Oracle.
Yeah.
Because there's so much better storyline with her being handicapped and not needing the bat suit and all that. And I know we've established Batman's been 20 years. We know that. We missed 20 years of stories, as some of my friends have argued with me. But at this point, maybe we have Barbara Gordon already as Oracle. That's who she is. Maybe Bruce said, you know, Nightwing, Tim, Barbara, leave. You are not welcome. I will not. This is my own. I will not see you die like Jason died.
Yeah.
I'm pushing you all away.
Possibly.
So now they're bringing back, and you got to eat the pie that was served to you. And
do you have to eat the pie that's served to you?
What
if it's like horrible?
The ingredients that the chef made are on the table. So now you've got to make something with those ingredients. That's what I'm saying.
And then you have to eat it.
Well, hopefully you can make something delicious out of it.
And you have to serve it to your friend Mikey Christmas, but not necessarily on Christmas.
Hopefully you got to make something delicious.
Mikey, move us forward.
All right, we're moving forward to
Michael Bendis.
Well,
No, you don't want to talk about that?
No, we can talk about it, but I see the title here and it says leaving on. He's saying on leaving. I thought you just said leaves Marvel for DC.
No, on leaving Marvel.
On leaving.
Yeah.
I picked up the book. I did not read it. It was Superman's 1,000th issue. 1,000 issues of Action Comics. Came out on the newsstands yesterday. So, do you want to let us know what he said?
I can't. I have no internet, so I really, really, truly can't. Maybe Batman Anthony in the booth can help us out.
What would you like?
Well,
I think it's an interesting time. I think he is. You know, he's got Man of Steel coming out. His issue, 6-issue series coming out. Have you read Bendis' stuff?
Yeah, some of it.
I think his. Whatever he
best of the best is what
touched. He's phenomenal. He almost gets to the point where he's too dialogue heavy sometimes. Where I'm like, you know, wow, man, dude, you're writing a novel here in these 22 pages. His Jessica Jones is great. His Daredevil is awesome. He did a great run on Moon Knight. He did an Iron Man, Doctor Doom that was great.
I've found some of his. We're working on our internet here.
What I love about him too is
here's what he's saying.
Okay.
So the question asked to him. First, I want to ask how you're recovering. How are you? He says he's very, very happy, and he's back to full health, which is good. He went on to talk about that. This is from the Daily Beast, by the way, that I'm reading. If you guys want to hear the whole interview, what helped pull you through it? I saw that you tweet Matt Fraction was by your bedside for 2 days. He laughed. He said, well, a lot of my friends, Matt is someone people know, but my wife has saved my life. Isn't it funny that like people who are more famous make the news that they're there, and it's like, oh my God, but it's like, no, my wife, my people, they were all there too. Then they talk about that for quite a bit. Then it was asked to him who first implanted the idea that you should consider leaving Marvel after 17 years and sign exclusively with DC.
17 years, huh?
He says, oh, that would be Diane Nelson. We'd been friendly over the years, you know, as business friends, where we'd get together at conventions and talk shop. We'd always toy with maybe doing a crossover or something. Over the years, there'd been talk like, hey, what are you thinking? Would you ever come over here? That kind of thing.
She's doing a little. She's
a little.
What's that called when you
poaching?
You're dating someone, but the other person's at the party going, "Hey, you look really good. You look really good. You working out?
What is that called?
I don't know. I don't know what it's called. You know, there's a word for it.
Thought
trapping.
Then he says, a few years ago, we had a very serious conversation about coming over there, but at the time, faced with the choice, it really felt like I just wasn't done with what I was doing at Marvel yet. As good as the offer was, it wasn't enough to turn to my friends at Marvel, and they are my friends, and go, listen, I gotta go, and have them go, oh yeah, you've gotta go, and not be bummed out. So there's more to this.
Yeah, I'm torn because it seems like most of his stuff that I've read over the years at Marvel, he's been stifled. Like, he had this great run of Moon Knight, and then they canceled the book on him. And he was loving it.
Yeah.
And then he was so excited to bring Spider-Woman back into the fold, and then it was canceled after 6 issues. It almost seems like every time he wanted to get going on something that he loved, they pulled it. And it might not have been them, it just might have been sales of the book. He was writing this great Iron Man, like how Iron Man, you know, got with his parents, and then it got changed to Doctor Doom was Iron Man, and I think that had a lot to do. I mean, I could be completely wrong.
I like what he had to say.
So many stories that he was doing that were great that he loved, and Marvel pulled it on him.
Yeah, it's possible. I like what he had to say when they asked him, is there a character apart from Superman who would have been #1 on your list at DC? He said, oh, yeah, we haven't even gotten to my list yet. This is just the first little, I'm not going to say little, it's huge, but this is just the first part of what we have set up. Right after Superman launches with Man of Steel, Superman in Action, we're going to be debuting a brand new Jinx World book. It's a creator-owned book that I'm doing with Michael Bendis, and who did Jessica Jones with me. David Mack, who's also a part of Jessica Jones and is one of my dearest friends in the creative kabuki. We're doing a brand new book called Cover Together. Gotcha.
But Cover Together is a good book cover.
Is nice too, yeah. Both will be debuting, as will The Return of Scarlet, The United States of Murder, and Powers, along with my entire archive of Blacklist stuff that we've been doing over the years. That's all coming to DC, and then later we'll be debuting the imprint that my wife and I are shepherding. This imprint is as big a statement about DC Comics and what I feel and what I love about them as anything. Then he says that he was partially responsible in the decision to bring back Superman's red undies.
I'm torn on that statement because I want him to play with the characters in the sandbox. But, you know, I'm really glad that he didn't do Batman. As much as I want him to read Batman through his voice, I think the team that is on Batman right now is awesome. But, like, just knowing how he did Jessica Jones and Moon Knight, I think he'd be great doing, like, a question, bringing that comic book back. But I don't know. I think it's a great thing. I think he's awesome.
I actually could see that.
That'd be a great
that
question.
Would be awesome.
But what I love about him, though, because he's saying the difference with a lot of writers out there, when they start throwing all these ideas out there, they never finish anything. But Bendis is such a prolific writer. He's always had 2 or 3 books going at the same time, and he always hits his deadlines. So I'm on board with him. I think he's great. And I know he'll do what he says he's going to do and not leave us hanging.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Lynda Carter. In talks to join Gal for Wonder Woman 2.
And I think that if you
I did read this article.
If you rewind the tape and you play the tape from us,
we're doing tapes.
Yep.
This is what it's like Watergate.
If you play the tape from us 3 years ago, I think we had this exact same article about Wonder Woman
for the first film.
One. Yes, where they were in talks and it just wasn't playing out.
I think Patty Jenkins, and again, these are my opinions, and they're not necessarily the ones of the studio or the fellow hosts. I think she's one of those smart filmmakers that is not just going to put a cameo in there just because it's a cameo.
And also not, well, I don't know how to PC say this, but also not blowing her load. Like, knowing that there was going to be a second film and other opportunities.
Why would that be?
By putting a cameo in the first one and not saving a little bit of the magic for the second one, possibly.
Yeah,
like,
I just don't, and I don't know
knowing
where
there's
they
always
would have
other
put her.
opportunities.
Yes, I mean, the kind of geeky dumbness, whatever, would have put her as Hippolyta, but...
Oh, that'd be a big cameo.
That's what I'm saying.
So
That's
this is
what
Lynda Carter said. Lynda Carter said that it's up to director, obviously, Patty Jenkins. I've been talking to her about it. She's given me some hints about it, and I guess it's up to Warner Bros. If they want to spend the money. It really is up to Patty, and if it works in an organic way, it'll be great fun, and it'll be wonderful to do.
And I love that's her saying that, not Patty Jenkins.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Like, hey, if it works, fine.
Yes.
So I don't, there are so many times you see cameos in it, and it kind of takes you out of the film for a second, and you're like, oh.
Jafil.
What's up?
Jafil.
Is that French?
So, like, Jafil is like, I feel you.
Okay, you feel me.
Like, I understand.
Yeah, it's just, I don't want cameos for cameo's sake.
Si,
if it's organic.
Vale.
I couldn't think of who she would have been in Wonder Woman, the first one.
They would have had to create a role, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was there.
Yeah. And again, that goes to, is it organic? Are you creating a role for this film?
Phil in the chat says they should cast Lynda as Diana's lover.
No. But anyway, I don't have,
It would be an interesting, it would be interesting.
Let's get to this. Aquaman adds actor Randall Park.
Yeah. He's got one of those faces that you just like, what?
I want to talk about the story because I love it.
You love what?
I want to, because it goes to show the internet. And whether there's a bias against DC or not, this proved my point for about one day on Twitter.
What are you talking about?
Aquaman, they added reshoots.
Yeah.
Adding a new character.
Yeah.
Internet, up, trouble again. They're adding characters.
Trouble in Paradise.
And I threw up, and I said, you know what, guys? And I pulled up the article. Alfre Woodard was added to Civil War less than 2 months before the film came out. Did anyone bat an eyelash? No, they didn't. Because they didn't care about it. It's Marvel, doesn't care. DC adds a character to a film 7 months out.
Well, do you not think that they have earned a little bit more clout?
But then James Wan comes on and goes, you know what?
Answer my question.
I go for film per film. I don't judge everything as a whole.
You don't judge based on the studio?
I want to trust the filmmakers. And maybe that's why people call me a DC apologist, because I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. See, Roxy, it's a different place. I'm in the filmmaking industry, maybe not to the point that, I'm on a studio set every day, but I know the process of A to B to C to getting a film made and how difficult it is even just to get a film made. So I want to give those filmmakers and those thousands of people working a shot that they're going to make a great film.
Okay.
And then James Wan within a day goes, you know what, guys? Randall Park was cast. This role was written in the film from the beginning. We just could not work around his schedule, so we are now reshooting. He has time. We're putting him in now. It was in from the beginning. And he debunked everything. So it's so then that's credit to me going, you know what?
Yeah, and that is credit to Mike.
Settle down, guys.
You did do that, Mike.
Settle down.
Mikey Christmas did that.
Settle down. It's under control. I'm just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
Okay.
Or Rox, maybe it's not the benefit of the doubt. I want everyone, if you're going to look at a film, look at every film with the same rose-colored tinted glasses.
Or
don't sit there and be like, so Marvel film comes out, let me put on my rose-colored glasses.
All right, enough of you for this one.
What? Are you shutting me down?
Shut it down. What show is that? Some shows. Shut it down. Oh, that's Bar Rescue, John Taffer.
What?
Shut it down.
We moving on? Did you not want to add anything to that?
To Randall Park.
Yeah.
Good for him.
What is he? Oh, is he in Hellboy? To the new one.
Maybe.
Ooh, he's in a superhero film.
I don't know.
Is he in
but he's playing Dr. Stephen Shin in this.
He's Ant-Man and Wasp. He is. Yes, he's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. James Wu.
Really? I didn't realize
that's what he's in. Yes.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay.
You know how dependent I am? I never realized on the internet.
On me?
On you.
On the internet.
But also on the internet. Like when it does not work, finding facts is so hard.
You were alive though for a time when we didn't have the internet.
I was alive. I was alive and well.
You were probably a young little kid
Boston.
bouncing around in Boston with your Boston Sox hat on, talking about
going
to Havaka and Apoctica.
Kid Pics? I was using Kid Pics.
Kid Pics?
Kid Pics.
I was probably a rambunctious college student when you were using Kid Pics, Roxy.
Okay.
And a DC Easter egg in a Randall Park photo. I don't know what this is, so Roxy, to you.
Mikey, to you.
I don't know what the picture is. I don't have my internet.
Well,
my internet's.
It's
the existence of Superman. Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, Anthony.
Batman-thony.
It says the existence of Superman on a little scene. I guess so. It's probably the picture of him with James Wan. And then we zoom in and you see the existence of
Every time people figure out what things say, I never think it looks like that.
Oh, I see existence of Superman.
Oh, I'm blind.
Absolutely.
As a bat. Our bat's very blind.
Yeah, they rely on sonar.
So do I.
Okay, we're going to move on.
So do I, Mike. Sonar.
Okay, so the kind of Deathstroke that Joe Manganiello wants. He was on the set for Rampage, and as happens.
Did you see it?
I did not.
Neither did I.
I'm
one
hearing
of the few films that I just.
That Rampage in the discussion for quality of movie versus enjoyment is a discussion for another time, Roxy.
Okay. If you say so, Mikey.
We can talk about it now if you want, but I'm going to get sidetracked.
No, I want to talk about it
Roxy,
later.
you got to keep me honest.
Over beers.
You got to keep me honest, Rox.
Okay, how do I keep you honest?
Keep me on the straight and narrow and make sure I'm not talking over you. I get in trouble for that a lot.
I would read you his exact quote, but I can't because
I do remember this guy read it.
But it was saying like I want to play somebody who has lost everything, who has been what's it called? People have turned on, who has no lost his son, things like that.
And he wrote I guess he did like a 17-page treatment on Deathstroke's origin. They turned it over. They turned it into a treatment, and then they went on the script for that because then they were going to do a solo film on Deathstroke. And for me, this goes back to the Deathstroke always worked better with the less you know about him. Too many characters, and I think this is what we're going to get into maybe with the Joker origin is when you know too much about a character, they lose their effectiveness to me.
I think that Deathstroke is a character, though.
Look at Boba Fett. Just saying. Could have was one of the greatest characters of all time in Star Wars, and then we found out all about Boba Fett, and we're like, oh, wow, that's terrible.
Ooh, bad correlation. Yeah, no, you're doing your job. I just didn't want to have that in my head right now.
Okay, I gave you that correlation. Yeah, that's exactly.
But I think that Deathstroke is a character more so than Joker I won't mind justifying. Joker I have a hard time with because, like, I don't in any way, shape, or form want to agree with. Deathstroke has been a little bit of an anti-hero.
Yeah, okay.
So
you're absolutely right, Rox.
I'm okay with it more.
That I would rather see an origin of than... but to me, Deathstroke has always just been a hired gun. He's always been that guy.
Yeah, I get that.
Someone hires to... Because he's a badass.
I get that.
Anyway, I don't really have much else to say about that. Do you?
No, I love him, Joe.
Now, moving on to this next one. This is did you write this, or was this a Johnny or an Adam?
Tim Burton?
Yeah.
This was a Johnny.
Okay, I remember this was several years ago, but we can still talk about it. Tim Burton, the Batman universe we almost got.
We've talked about it a lot on this show,
yeah,
actually.
I think it's a good... They do, in the comics, they have right now, like Wonder Woman 77, Batman 66. They take these old universes and they just... do a comic series, and I think a Batman 89.
Just take Nick Cage's face and plaster it on the cover of all of these things.
What? Why would we do that?
Just because Tim Burton, Nick Cage, people from the DC universe who have both gotten their.
No, I see what you're saying, Rox. But I think a Batman 89 comic would have been awesome.
I always thought that. Oh, I don't disagree.
That's what it would have been. You know, they would have used Michael Keaton's look of Batman. We would have seen a Tim Burton Robin, a Tim Burton Nightwing, a Tim Burton Batgirl, what they would have eventually been, not what we had gotten. But I'm sure legal reasons were the reason that thing got tripped up.
Yeah.
You never know.
I mean, there's so many different things that like we can speculate on, and I always do this. And then at the end of the day, I always come to the conclusion like I was not there. I do not know.
We don't.
And never will.
Nope. This is an article I put up last night. The Highwaymen.
Yeah, I was seeing this. So I hadn't seen this all over the place.
It came out yesterday. I only know this because I was at the bookstore. It's like this used. I was at Iliad right down the street the other day, and I like looking through their books trades, and I saw Highwayman. I'm like, oh, what's this? And I flipped through it, and it's a couple of aging hitmen, I believe, that are on kind of like one last mission. It seems like a Michael Caine, Morgan Freeman, one of those older guy. Comedy action, like Red. Remember Red?
Yeah.
It's like in that vein.
I don't know anything about it.
I didn't buy the book, but maybe I will go buy it now. So it's just...
You'll have to report back.
I'll report back.
From what you do know, do you think it would make a
I think it's like Red. I think there's a genre out there that people like these. When you see these, I don't want to say aging action stars because that's not even right. You put actors that you wouldn't normally associate with an action movie. There's comedy in it, so it's like... They do well. You don't make them for very much money, and it's kind of. I used Red as the example for that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got for that one.
Well, that's fine because I am ready to take over with some.
Finally take over, Roxy.
It's time for Roxy Striar's TV time. All the girls think Johnny's fine. Adam's cooking so divine. Also Mikey Christmas time. DC movie news, it's time to talk TV time.
I will tell you, and I am sure I've said this before, Mike, but
yes,
for
Rox.
one of the first times in so long, I'm incredibly overwhelmed with the amount of DC TV we have.
You're overwhelmed?
I am finding it impossible to keep up.
You are the TV guru.
I know. And
if you don't have it, there's no hope for the rest of us.
This week to watch Gotham, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Lucifer, Krypton, iZombie, Knowing Preachers around the corner.
Black Panther's around the corner. Black Lightning around the corner?
Oh, sorry. Also Black Lightning. Okay. I had to watch this week. Good one also.
9? It boggles my mind.
It's a lot. And it's hard to keep track. Some of them are so good, some of them are not. But the ones that are not good are rubbing off on the ones that are good because I'm confusing things in my brain. So yeah,
here's a point then. Let me say this as a guy who doesn't watch all the TV right away like you do. I kind of pick and choose. Is this diluting the brand?
Possibly.
Are we hitting that saturation point?
Most of their shows are very, very good.
Okay.
So they're lucky in that sense, but some of them are
So if they were all kind of mediocre, it would be a problem.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Arrow, though, this is hard news, is getting a new showrunner, Beth Schwartz, as Wendy Miracle is exiting.
She's been attached to the show in capacity before. She's not just random
She was a
new
producer, and now she will be coming in as showrunner, which is interesting. Mark Guggenheim took a back seat on the series that he co-created and has been executive producing / co-show running Arrow alongside the woman that is leaving, and Legend of Tomorrow alongside Phil Klemmer. And now it sounds like Beth will be stepping up. So that always gives fresh blood to a show, even if she had been working on it. Now we have a new, and I like that because Arrow has gotten
What's interesting to me, and I hope so, is that the audience hasn't left Arrow yet, though. They're still like.
They're there.
When I hear people about Walking Dead, and I gave up on that show a very long time ago.
I still watch.
People are still like, I'm in. I gotta finish it. At this point, I've gotta finish it.
7 years of my life to it.
I know it's crap. I know they're jumping the shark every day, but I'm still in it. But I don't hear that with Arrow. They're like, okay, we want more of this. We want less of this. So I think
what you just said about Walking Dead is exactly how I feel about Arrow.
They've jumped the shark.
Like, holy crap, I'm still here, but like.
Oh, okay. You see, and I'm just saying. I'm just reading from the. I'm reading from the internet's. From the different voices that come at me from the people I follow and
we
the
just are
sites I follow.
rehashing the same issues.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
And drama for drama's sake. But then there are shows like Black Lightning, which are so strong.
But it's also one for season. So
I know, but I think about Arrow first season, and yeah, it's tough. Brandon in the chat says, I'm still hanging on to Arrow, but I agree with Roxy. Season 6 of Arrow has been stale. And there have been good moments, definitely.
That's the thing. They know what they're doing.
They do. But now adding the non-DC shows. So Krypton, I will say I'm falling behind on it. Batmanthony, I know that you do the AfterBuzz TV after show for it. How are we doing on Krypton?
It's going pretty great so far. It was a seminal episode last night. I haven't been able to catch it because I was out fighting crime and stuff. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, busy night.
Fighting crime.
I'm really looking forward to this 5th episode. Also, by the way, my boy Anthony actually did a special for.
He did, yeah.
Yesterday, he interviewed Sean Sipos, and also Cameron Cuff joined as well on Skype.
Oh.
It was a pretty great interview. Check that out on AfterBuzz TV at the Sci-Fi channel under Krypton.
Dang,
I'll do that.
Very, very cool. So I guess I will catch up on that show and just keep watching the rest of these. Supergirl came back, so it switched spots with Legends of Tomorrow, which is good. We have an article in here about Krypton teasing Zod, but I haven't seen it yet. So
Colin Salmon, he was Oliver's stepfather in season 1. Mm-hmm. He is Zod. Interesting. But Zod's there. I hear the people that do watch that. I have not watched it per se, but I hear it's really good.
I've got mixed thoughts on it.
So did you hear this? That Gotham is going to do No Man's Land, and it is a reboot for next season. Did you hear that? I think it just got posted today.
No.
They're going to do No Man's Land, which is this giant. If you don't know Batman, it's an earthquake that levels Gotham, and it divides Gotham into different zones that are kind of taken over by the different criminals. They have their different zones that they control.
Wow.
And it's about Gotham. It's so good. The United States government kind of
will you
turns
watch
its
Gotham,
back
maybe?
on. I'm so far behind on Gotham.
Yeah, but if you said it's almost like a reboot.
Maybe I will. But I'm seeing stuff like I'm watching him now, and he just got a car and it's bulletproof, and I'm like, there's shots of him with a cape, and I'm just
Bruce?
like, yeah, I'm like, it just to me, it goes against the core of Batman. Like, it's just
It's
not Batman because but I know it's an Elseworlds thing. I get it.
Let me have it. Let me have it. All right, and also take us out of here, Mikey, because
That's
that is
it?
for TV time for now.
We're out?
Yeah, we don't have time for more. We ran out of time.
Roxy, put yourself over.
Yeah, you guys can tweet at me at Roxy Striar if you want to keep the conversation going about TV stuff. Also find me on Only Stupid Answers tomorrow. We talk about not only DC TV, but also Marvel. So if you want to hear me talk about Legion and stuff like that, check that out. Only Stupid Answers.
Only stupid answers.
Only stupid answers.
Not stupid people.
No stupid questions.
No stupid people.
Only stupid answers. Definitely
I'm
stupid
start
people.
a podcast called Only Stupid People.
But you're hosting it? Isn't that a direct insult to you?
You insulting me right now, Roxy?
No, are you insulting you?
No, I was going to point out stupid people.
But not only stupid people.
Only stupid people.
But are you... Put yourself over, Mikey.
Look at Roxy. Really?
I love you, man.
You guys can find me at Mike Kalinowski. I don't know what else to say, guys. We're going to try and work it out so we can be. We're going to figure it out. We're going to be here more.
You guys.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Bye, guys.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.